50 summers, all new eyes, new minds, new modes, new fools, new wise, new woes to weep, new joys to prize. With nothing left of me and you in that live century's vivid view beyond a pinch of dust or two. A century which, if not sublime, will show, I doubt not, at its prime, a scope above this blinkered time. Yet what to me how far above? For I would only ask thereof, that thy worm should be my worm, love.
Well, a complete change of gear here. Hardy is looking forward 100 years to an era which he hopes will shake off that stultifying Victorian hypocrisy.
It's the swinging 60s.
It's the era of mini skirts and mini cars.
And although that revolution had some limitations, the contrast between that then and Victorian England couldn't be greater.
Well, Hardy is being blunt here. The future will not be sublime, it won't be perfect, but it will clearly be a level above the era he's living in, which he calls this blinkered time.
And in a way, this harks back 5 years ago when Hardy first arrives in London, when he writes The Ruined Maid.
Which is all about hypocrisy as well.
Absolutely.
Well, in July 1867, after his exciting time with the actress, Hardy leaves London in quite a hurry.
And he went back to his old architecture boss in Dorchester.
So very close to here in Athelhampton. Well, this brings to an end our group of poems about Hardy's time as an unmarried man in London. And over the next few videos, we'll be hearing about a very intense romantic period he had with someone here in Dorset, and indeed very close to Athelhampton. Mark, this is a lovely little bouncy poem. Tell us the technical devices he's using to get that kind of bounce into it.
Well, Hardy's using tercets in this, and also, so 3 line sort of verses, but also it's full of iambics and pairs of syllables with stresses on the second. So we've got the line, new minds, new modes, new fools, new wise. And this is, again, it's a very sort of positive side of society, isn't it, this poem? But it also puts this, a real emphasis on the symbolism, I think, that's used in it, such as the symbolism in the last section of the poem. So we've got that idea of that thy worm should be my worm, love. And I think we've got there the highly sort of sexualized nature, I think, being used, the intermingling of them both, but also perhaps an allusion not only to love, but also where death and love coexist.
Yeah, I mean, almost a little bit like Retty, where we had that same thing.
Yes, yeah, I would agree. I think it's got that same motif running through it. And really, with Hardy, it's picking up on the patterns of the language, the patterns, really, of the subject matter.
Well, this is the last of our poems about Hardy's time in London. And of course, it was written in 1867, although it's about 1967. And shortly after writing this, Hardy left behind his actress, he left behind everything in London and went back to Dorset, where he had another love affair very close to Athelhampton. And we'll be hearing all about that in the next few videos. But now let's hear 1967 once again.
In 50 summers, all new eyes, new minds, new modes, new fools, new wise, new woes to weep, new joys to prize. With nothing left of me and you in that live century's vivid view beyond a pinch of dust or two. A century which, if not sublime, will show, I doubt not, at its prime, a scope above this blinkered time. Yet what to me how far above? For I would only ask thereof, that thy worm should be my worm, love.